Hello. So I wrote a list of some of the things that God is teaching me that He is. Just over a couple weeks of studying, some of these things have come up in the scriptures that I've read, or in just kind of what I feel in my heart, but mostly straight scripture. Actually, it's all from scripture. But what I'm learning is that God is compassionate, that He is steadfast, that He's living. He's righteous, jealous. He's jealous for you and I, for our time and our hearts. He's holy. He's truly the only one who is. He's just. He is a just God, and He is a just judge. He's love. He's not the L-O-V-E, you're the kind of guy for me kind of love, but like the all-consuming, my heart burns for you kind of love, unconditional, the 1 Corinthians 13 kind of love. He's omnipresent in this world and in our hearts, if you choose to welcome Him into yours. He's true sacrifice. He's the only one out of all your friends who would give their lives for you, who was spotless. He was blameless in this world, and He died for you and I. And first of all, He's the ultimate creator. Creation was all His design. Everything is so intricate. Our bodies, just everything about this earth, so many beautiful mysteries and things that He did. Each one of us was woven together in our mother's wombs, and He came up with all of that. Pretty smart guy. He is our provider and our helper in times of need. He's the shepherd for the lost sheep. Let's face it, how many of you are always right and always knowing where you're going? None of us are. We're all lost in so many phases and so many times in our lives. He's our comforter, our comforter, our Father, our friend, salvation, grace. He's the Prince of Peace, compassion, never failing. He loved the sick, the widowed, the orphans, the homeless, the sinners, the people we're too good for on a daily basis. The diseased. He is the true Redeemer. He takes beauty. He takes ashes and makes beauty. He says in Psalms 51:10, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew my spirit within me." Psalms 46:1 says, "He is our refuge and our strength." He's our shield, our protector, our freedom. This is just one short list of what God is. I encourage you to find out for yourself. Because there's simply this entire book. It just doesn't... There's so much that God is, and you have to start figuring it out for yourself, because it's amazing. I promise you. For the first time in a long time, I feel joy. True joy. Nothing that the materialistic things in this world can offer us. Boyfriends, relationships, food, if you really like food, because I do, but like, none of those things will fill you with the kind of joy that I have in my life. And I want you all to have it too. I want you all to feel the way I feel right now. And even when things are difficult and we don't necessarily have that feeling of joy, that's when you know that you can weep and you can cry, and He hears your weeping and He hears your tears. And that there's not a single hair on your head that falls without Him knowing of it. There's a scripture that talks about how not a single sparrow falls dead without Him knowing it. So then how much more precious are we to God than a single sparrow? And you might have been in a relationship where you weren't valued the way you should have been. You weren't cherished the way you should have been. And that's the kind of love that God has for you. He values you. He cherishes you. He delights in you. He created you in His own image, and He loves you with an everlasting, unconditional love. 1 Corinthians 13. Go and read it. It will change your life. It's changing mine every day. And I guess I just really encourage you to take the time to figure out what all of this means. Because I finally did. I was raised in a church. I grew up my whole life in a church, and I believed in God. I believed there was a God, but I didn't know God. I didn't know who God was. And I'm not saying I know it all now. I'm going to live my whole life and not know half of it. It's so much. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. Find out who He is. And when you find out who He is, you find out who you are in Him. And I'm pretty sure that no one else but Him has ever said that they delight in me. And I just pray I have a heart of David, a heart after God's own heart. And I wanted to share all of this with you. So thank you for watching, and God bless you.